Happy Wednesday, everybody. We are back together here with another video, and we got a pretty interesting topic here today, talking about Hollywood. Now, Hollywood has expanded to streaming services now, so now you actually have TV shows as well as movies. Now, what we're going to be talking about today, I kind of been thinking about this for a while, but for someone to actually come out and say this, that's actually in Hollywood, somewhat eye-opening, but I guess not really. What do you think of that?
I think in a way, he's trying to be just an actor, they play like good guy and bad guy also, not just only good guys.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's minorities in Hollywood that want to play bad guy roles, but we're in a different time now. We're in a woke times now where I guess if you actually have a black actor as a bad guy, that's going to be considered a racist. Now, I'm a big fan of old Hong Kong kung fu movies.
Mm-hmm.
Who's usually the bad guy in those old Hong Kong kung fu movies? It's usually the Japanese, or you have some bad white British guy.
Yeah, and also, the, Asian trader, working.
Right.
Like some of the TV show in Hong Kong, like they always have, or movies, they have like some like historical events,
Right.
Like trading, artifacts, stealing artifact, or like during the Opium War, something like that.
Yeah.
And there's like usually it's like, the European, the Japanese war, doing like that. But there's also, Chinese, who they are pretty much like a sellout.
Yeah.
A traitor.
Yeah. I mean, even in the Yip Man movies with Donnie Yen, I love those movies.
Mm-hmm.
The first movie, the bad guys were the Japanese, because that was based on World War II. The second movie, it was actually, I believe, a white British guy that was a boxer that he was fighting.
Mm-hmm.
Then that was the third movie. Mike Tyson was actually in that one. And he fought another white guy, I believe, in the fourth one where he actually died. So it's not uncommon. You do see this theme in Asian kung fu movies. So that's not unusual.
Yeah, but you also see like in like some Hong Kong like movie, forgot, like, is it Yip Man Part 2? I don't remember. But it was like Yip Man was fighting the boxer.
That was part 2.
Yeah, Part 2.
Yeah.
And like the police, they were corrupt, like, dominated by like
You see that quite a bit.
Yeah,
corrupt police.
The European guy. Well, it was during the wartime,
Yeah.
But then, like, somebody find out, and like there was another, the white guy, and like he's like the upper position. He's the police, but then he played the good guy.
Right.
The good police, like, arrest all the corruption and stuff like that. So you, like, in the Hong Kong movie and TV show, then you also see, like, where, like, the Chinese people, the Japanese, other Asian, and the white guy who, they are, like, super celebrity over there. They kind of play, like, bad and good guys, too,
Right.
So they're not just playing, like, it's not like only white guy are playing the bad guy.
Right.
Stuff like that.
Yeah, but in Hollywood now, Hollywood probably has a little bit of fear of actually casting black people in bad guy roles. Look here, Kumail Nanjiani, I don't know how you pronounce his name. He was actually in Obi-Wan. Accuses Hollywood studio executives of racism, unwittingly exposes anti-white agenda. Quote, people don't want to cast non-white people as bad guys. And I don't think this is really much of a secret, really. I don't. Now, there are exceptions, depending on the movie, like the first movie, Black Panther. The first Black Panther movie, Michael B. Jordan played Killmonger. But that movie was like pretty much an all-black movie. And the bad guys were even going to be black. You see movies like in the past, like New Jack City, where it's pretty much about inner city drug dealing. And of course, Wesley Snipes plays Nino Brown. He's going to be the bad guy. But I think if you take movies like that out of it, it's very rare where you would actually see a movie like Training Day made today, where Denzel Washington plays the corrupt cop. He's black, and his partner is white, and he's the good guy. Hollywood would never make that movie today.
Well, I think like nowadays where like some people, who see the movie and like they just think is, racist to put like non-white people as bad guy. And I guess like some people might have like a stereotype, like, black and Asian people like playing the villain. That's right, because they are villains, something like that.
Well, back in the old days of Hollywood, I'm talking about the really old days, black people would have roles in movies, but they would be playing like maids in films. That was what you pretty much saw. Now, I'm talking about the 1930s, that time. This is a much different time right now. But Nanjiani actually gave an interview with Esquire, and he said this, quote, I think that Hollywood now, even though they're trying to be more diverse, is still weird. Esquire's Henry Wong then went out to summarize Nanjiani's argument. The problem Nanjiani wagers is that good intentions can sometimes lead to misguided solutions. If the bad guy is a brown guy, what message is that sending? As is framed by Wong in the Esquire article, Nanjiani concurred, telling him, quote, and that's just as limiting as anything else. I want to play more bad guys. So he's actually saying he wants to play a bad guy. That's what I was just saying. I'm pretty sure there's minorities out there that want to play these roles.
Yeah, but I think on here it say like if the bad guy is a brown guy, what message is that sending? It's really not sending anything, but I guess for some people who are sensitive,
The Waltsters.
Yeah, like, they might think like, like for example, like, they are playing, like the brown guy is playing the bad guy, and then like some like
The good guy's white.
Yeah, and some people might think, all the brown guys are bad guys then,
Yeah.
even in real life, but that is not true.
Yeah, the Waltsters would definitely try to cancel Hollywood. Now, when you look at Obi-Wan, his character was Haja. They put this minority man as what? He was a con man crook.
Yeah.
And he had this little black kid actually helping him rip off people in the galaxy.
Yeah, but then he turned to a good guy
He
in
was,
a way.
He was goofy, though. He was goofy through the whole show.
Yeah, but then like he helped Obi-Wan escape and help Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
So in a way, he's not that
but
bad.
look what they did. His character I didn't like his character. It was just so goofy.
It is, but he's not the villain.
No, I mean, it was kind of funny,
Yeah, in a way, yeah.
But look what they did to him. They didn't even make his character serious.
No.
His character was not serious at all. Now, if I'm not mistaken, when it came to Training Day, I believe that Denzel Washington actually won Best Actor for that. I mean, he was tremendous in that role. Denzel Washington, of course, is one of the all-time greats at that. Nanjiani then compared himself to fellow Marvel Studios actor Sebastian Stan, who not only plays Winter Soldier in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but is also able to jump out of the role and become a character named Steve, who is an organ-harvesting cannibal serial killer in the Hulu original film Flesh. After briefly comparing himself to Stan, Nanjiani unwittingly revealed the anti-white agenda throughout Hollywood. The Obi-Wan actor stated, quote, Sebastian Stan does these big Marvel movies, and then he'll play a psychopath. I was told that's going to be hard because people don't want to cast non-white people as bad guys. In fact, Wong claims that if Welcome to Chippendales were not based on a true story, Nanjiani believes that the central role would have gone to a white actor. Yeah.
But you know what? Like, I think most actor or actresses would think that if they are giving a role, either playing a villain or a good guy, or protagonist, then they don't really think that, like the woke people think that, oh, if the brown guy played the villain, then like all the the message sending is all the brown guy are bad and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I think the actor or the actresses who play either antagonist or the protagonist, they focus on how good they perform.
Right. And you only see it really like black and other minority actors playing bad guys in pretty much, roles where the entire cast is pretty much Asian, or the entire cast is pretty much black or Hispanic.
Yeah.
Like one of my favorite movies is actually, of all time, is actually Blood In, Blood Out. Came out in 1991. It's about prison gangs, but it focuses on these three Latino brothers and cousins. So all the bad guys are pretty much Latinos and black, and also white, because we're talking about prison gangs. It's kind of like based on true events. So that way, in that manner, they're showing Latinos and black guys as bad guys because it's prison, and pretty much everybody's bad. It just takes place in the worst prison in the United States, in San Quentin. So it's a bit different right there. But I would like to see Hollywood actually make a movie where you would actually have a black villain with a predominantly white cast. They did it with Training Day. It worked out, but today they're probably terrified to do this. I mean, they probably really are. Well, look at this. The Spider-Man movie with it was the second iteration of Spider-Man under Sony. But they had Andrew Garfield, but they had Jamie Foxx playing Electro, the bad guy.
Okay.
I don't think they would actually do that today and have him as the bad guy, even though they pretty much redeemed him, because the new Spider-Man movie, all the bad guys in the Spider-Man universe pretty much turned good. So,
But you said like in what's the movie Wakanda Forever?
Yeah, Black Panther.
Yeah, Black Panther. You said there's a scene where the Mexican, they're like swimming like underwater or something.
Yeah. They're like, yeah. And it's supposed to be, all of this is supposed to be based on a comic book, but it's not.
And people talking about his racist.
They call it, they changed it to like a Mesoamerican theme. But in the book, he's supposed to be a white guy. He's supposed to be an Atlantean, not a Mesoamerican guy. And yeah, Tim Pool put up a video on there. And he loses his powers pretty much when he's not wet in the water, if you know what I mean.
So it's basically talking about the border crisis in a way? Or what?
Well, they're the ones invading Wakanda.
Okay.
So I don't know. It's ridiculous.
But people say it's racist. or
Some
something
people,
like that.
I can see where people would actually think that based on, stereotypes of Hispanics, especially crossing the border. I'm not even going to say it here, but you guys know what it is, though.
Yeah, so I guess like all those kind of like stereotype, that's why it's, kind of hard to do like placing non-white, as a villain.
Well, all the
As a
bad
bad guy.
guys, all the bad guys in movies are pretty much white. Even in Avatar now, Avatar, it already established who the bad guy was, back in 2009. You watch the new movie, it's the same guys from the first one. They just so happen to be white, even though they're avatars now. So
Yeah.
even when you look at when you actually do look at, well, think of this. True Lies. True Lies had Arnold Schwarzenegger, white guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
The bad guys are what? Middle Eastern terrorists. They would never make that movie today.
No.
And I love True Lies. They actually have a TV show coming out on that? Yeah, there's a new TV show coming out on True Lies. But as far as the 1994 movie, they would never make that today. Never. There's no way.
But what he said is kind of true. I guess like why he said it is because like he wants to be equal, like as an actor.
He says he wants to play a bad guy.
Yeah, because actor and actresses, they play like
You should want to be able. I mean, a
good
true
person or
great
bad
actor
person.
can play
both
a good
character.
guy
Yeah,
and a bad guy.
yeah.
They can do it all. Mm-hmm.
And it's just, I guess in their mind, I guess in his mind, I'm not sure, but in my opinion, that, he might just thinking like how well he will perform playing a bad guy.
Yeah. I remember Keanu Reeves early in his career. He did the Bill and Ted movies, and he was kind of like this airhead person. Then he was in Parenthood. He was pretty much an airhead in that one. Mm-hmm. And then Speed came out, and Speed like changed his career because he actually played a serious role. It was an action movie. I believe he was a cop in that movie. Like, wow. Then he got into the Matrixx, and like, okay, he can't just play Bill and Ted airhead guys. Keanu Reeves is serious.
Yeah.
So playing different roles can actually break you through as a big time actor.
Yeah, but there's like, some people think of stereotype.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Forget about stereotypes.
No, but remember that the movie that Keanu Reeves make, it was in Hong Kong, I'm sure, with all those Hong Kong celebrity mixed Asian in Hong Kong. Remember he was playing the bad guy. And
it was a Hong Kong movie?
yeah, I think so.
Are you talking about 47 Ronin? No, that was more like a samurai movie.
No,
it wasn't that.
no, it was a modern movie that he was playing a bad guy.
I don't remember.
Never mind.
But I love the John Wick movies. He's great in the John Wick movies. And the John Wick movies, you had bad guys that were Asian. You had bad guys that are white. I mean, it just doesn't matter with the John Wick movies. I love those movies. They're not woke or anything like that. The next one is actually coming out. So, yeah. I think that's going to be pretty much it, guys. Anything else for wrap it up? We're going quite a bit on this particular video here.
No.
I'm not surprised, man. Hollywood definitely seems to be afraid. And he's right. It seems like he wants more opportunities to dive into being a bad guy, but Hollywood studios don't seem to have the courage. But this does not surprise me. Well, guys, that being said, we will see you on Friday with another video. Be safe, everybody.
Goodbye.